Hi, this is Nick from Hogan's Paintball. Today we're going to talk about the Mini GS and what to do with your Mini GS the first time that you're taken out of the box and before you gas it up, or if it's been stored for a month or more and you're looking to get back on the field with it. So I'm going to show you how the initial setup goes and how to bring it back from being in storage for a while. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to cycle the solenoid. Now, the solenoid has been sitting around for a while. If this is the first time that you're taking it out of the box, it's been sitting since it was manufactured. If you haven't played paintball over the winter or what have you for a couple of months, it's just been sitting there and it gets a little sticky. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cycle the solenoid a bunch of times, and you're going to want to do it without the air pressure behind it so that it cycles fully all the way open and all the way closed. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn the marker on, and you can see the little flashing light there. Now, when the light is flashing slow, that means the eyes are on. What we're going to want to do is we're going to want to push the button again so that the light blinks super fast, like so. Then we're going to want to pull the trigger 20 to 30 times. Now, as you do this, you might hear that it starts off with a kind of not too loud, and then by the time you start to get to 30, it starts to get louder and louder and louder because the solenoid's cycling better, faster, smoother, and starts to sound right towards the end. As a matter of fact, when I first pulled this gun out of the box, this gun had been stored for 4 months since the last time the customer used it, and the first couple of trigger pulls, the solenoid didn't even move at all. All right, so once you get your 30 shots on it, you get your solenoid all moving around, we're going to shut this back off by pushing and holding the button and then putting it down. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is back here on the velocity adjuster, we're going to put our Allen key in the back, and we're going to turn the velocity adjuster all the way clockwise until it stops. And what we're going to do is we're going to turn it just enough so that the Allen key starts to flex. You see here that the velocity adjuster isn't moving anymore, but the Allen key has some flex to it. So that's where we're going to stop. Now, we're going to check the breech, make sure there's no paintball in there, right? I'm going to turn it back on, and this time I'm going to turn it on just with the eyes on. And when I pull the trigger, again over here you should be able to see that the light is just blinking slow. I'll pull the trigger and nothing will happen, right? Solenoid won't move. And if you look down on the inside in the breech, you'll see the red light flash on the inside. There's no paintball in there. Now, we want to check to see if the eyes are working right. So there's no paintball in there. We can see that the eyes are working right. I'll put my finger in to simulate a paintball, and I'll pull the trigger, and you'll hear the solenoid click. Pull my finger away, solenoid doesn't click. So that's how you know that the eyes are working properly. So the best way to clean the eyes, if they're dirty, is to take a cotton swab with some rubbing alcohol on it and put it down into the breech and rub the eyes on both sides, the left and the right, with the Q-tip and just clean the eyes off. Now the eyes are located directly behind the ball detents. Ball detent here, ball detent there, and the eyes are located directly behind. And you should just be able to rub the Q-tip with the rubbing alcohol in the hole where the eyes live and clean them off. And most of the time, that'll do the trick. If you broke a ton of paint inside, you will have to disassemble, take the frame off, take the circuit board out, and do a deep clean on the circuit board. That's a different video. All right, but now the eyes are working and we're good to go. We've tightened the velocity adjuster up. So from here, we're going to gas it up. We're going to take our tank, attach it, screw it all the way in, And when we flip the lever on the bottom, the gauge should read 200 psi. Right on the 200. Okay. Now from here, we're going to turn it back on. You'll see the light. And I'll push the button again so that it will fire with the eyes off. And then I'll shoot it a few times. Now what I'm doing is I'm cycling that poppet with the pressure on the poppet with it all the way closed. From here, as I fire, I'm going to slowly back out the velocity adjuster. You want to back it out one full turn as you fire it a few times and open that poppet up. And this should solve any barrel leak problems that you had with the poppet not sealing and leaking down the barrels, assuming that you've got 200 psi on the gauge and you closed the poppet all the way down and you opened it up the way I showed you, and now your solenoid is cycling. It's important to do all the things that we discussed in the video in the right order. So you want to cycle the solenoid first, then you want to tighten down the poppet, then you want to attach the air, and then you want to fire it while you back it off. All right, and that is how you take a Mini GS for first-time use or one that hasn't been used in a few months and get it to the point where you can take it to the paintball field and use it. All right, thanks for watching. Play safe and have fun.